So you're friends with Logan's ex. What's that like? I'm sick of this back and forth about Zoe 306. Like, shut the fuck up. Who cares? Your best friends with Josie Canseco. How's that going?
You got to choose a side, Sam. I'm not.
Come on.
Don't even. Don't. By the end of this podcast,
I'm gonna put him on blast. I feel like I see him regularly, and it's are you guys friends? What's going on? It's kind of like it's a back and forth. So I'm indifferent until I mean, hopefully I'll never have to not be indifferent. I feel like that'd suck, you know?
We're all adults here.
Yeah.
Can you be bribed to be on one side? Like, for example, there's a big fight coming up.
This is helping. I'm sorry, Josie. This is being here, you know?
Yeah, she don't have a podcast.
Don't tempt her.
She starts a podcast despite me, goes #1 on the iTunes store.
Dude,
I can never say we're the number one podcast.
She's adventurous. She might go for it.
That'd be cool.
Don't challenge her.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, but you're not only friends with her. You're friends with man. You're in the zeitgeist, dude. Like I scroll on your Instagram, and it's one of the most impressive like portfolios I've seen in my days. Right.
Okay.
Here's Sophia Richie. Here's Ian Dior, who we just had on our podcast.
Oh hell yeah.
There's Halsey and Sydney Sweeney, and the list goes on. And you just shot the. Come on, Sam. The cover for the exclusive alternate cover for Justin Bieber and Shawn Mendes' Monster?
Yeah, I might have just done that. That's something I did.
Where was this
it was
music video done, by the way?
It was done in California. I think I can say. It was in this area. But it was in a park. It was really cool. They built like this giant box. And
Yeah, how did that happen?
They just production. They like set up this giant box, and I think it kind of had some inspiration from like the Truman Show with the stairs, and then they had these huge. I'm like I nerd out about lighting and all that stuff, making something look like something it's not, So they had like these giant lights that made it look like moonlight and fog, and it's perfect too because it was in October, so it really like. It just hit the spooky, but not too spooky vibe.
Why do people want to shoot with the Sam Dameshek? Like, why is it so attractive to shoot with you? Why does Justin Bieber want to shoot with you? Why does Sweeney Todd want to shoot with you? Like, why does everybody want to shoot with Sammy D?
I think that reason differs, but I mean, I'd like to say it's tough because it's from my perspective, and obviously I try to interpret like what's enticing about what I do. What clearly there's something that makes people want to work with me. And I think it's a range of different things. I think when it comes down to women, I like starting in middle school, I was like friend zoned with every girl at school. Like I always like, they'd always talk to me about their problems. Like I for some reason I'd like to say like an inviting personality when it came to like the opposite gender. And I was always someone that like made it so people could take their guard down and feel comfortable and that kind of thing. And then definitely being really, really close with my mom. I mean, my mom's my best friend in the whole world. So I think like having that figure so close to me my whole life just made, it made my dynamic with women something where it's like, I felt like I understood them more. And then when it comes to shooting, it's like, you want to know like, how does someone want to be portrayed? Like you have to really, it's a lot of, I think photography is like so psychological and people don't understand that. Like a lot of it is like, what does this person want to feel like? Like it's such a trust that someone's putting in you. You're painting the picture of what they could potentially look like to the rest of the world. And you want to do the best job, but you want to be taking into consideration, what's going on up here? What maybe would they want to avoid? Or like, what is it that they want to feel like, be like, what's the most authentic but best representation of themselves? And I feel like with girls specifically, I'd like to say I've had a good way of kind of figuring that out. And I think I've always built like a really comfortable environment, which, I'm sure you've seen with lots of stuff going on the internet. Like there's people that haven't, or they have the wrong motives. I have an online course and I tell every photographer, like, if you don't have how do I articulate this? Like your intentions have to be 150% in the right place or else it won't work.
You can't lead with your pee-pee.
You can't.
Is that what you're saying?
You can't. You can't. But not just that, because it's like even if it's like fully like, oh, I want to make money, or I want to use this as just solely as my plane ticket to go around the world, or I want to be able to. I'm gonna learn how to shoot concerts, so I can shoot a lot of concerts. It's like, in the more innocent ways, it's gonna work for a while, but at the end of the day, if you want to be the best of the best, it's gonna fall. If you're really leading with bad intentions, like you're leading, to get close with women and get with girls and this kind of thing, like. There's a lot of people that they made it really far doing that, but it catches them every time.
And in this past year, it's caught a lot of guys in the past year or two. We've seen a lot of these stories of guys who have taken pictures either with half consent, no consent, and utilized it at a later time.